This is Double D in the Sunday Morning, episode 44. Wow, breaking news. You don't have to give in to peer pressure. And this is how not to give in to peer pressure. The first example of not giving in to peer pressure, even if you're of legal age, is don't become a drinker. Now, I don't mean don't have a few. I'm talking about don't give in to the pressure of it and become an alcoholic about the whole thing. And do not drink and do your medicines. Do not mix the two, because that's a lethal combination. The liquor or the beer alone is a lethal to take into your body that you shouldn't do, but you should never mix the medicines in the beer. The second thing about doing under peer pressure that people usually do and become addicts under peer pressure is don't do any of these kind of drugs. Also, don't abuse your opioid type drugs. Use your pain medications just for that, and be very, very careful with your pain medications, because that's what the opioid pandemic is. People are becoming addicted to painkillers, but the stuff in this picture is the more hard kind of drugs, your coke, your heroin, and that kind of stuff. Don't do any of that. Don't give in to that kind of peer pressure. So what I'm saying is, take your drugs responsibly and just do your pharmaceutical drugs, but the ones that you're prescribed. And don't doctor shop for your drugs either. The next thing I'm going to talk about is something that can be done, trained to do it, but don't do it in the wrong way under peer pressure, is a stunt performer. If you're like this bike jump, or this skydiving, or being an X Games athlete. Those are great career options, but they should never be done under peer pressure. They should only be done by a trained professional like Evel Knievel or Tony Hawk or Dave Mirra or someone like that. And the same goes for the Winter X Games. These professionals have trained day and night, month after month, day after day, to do both of the kind of X Games that they do, the summer and the winter. They've trained their whole lives to become Shaun White and Tony Hawk and people like that. So don't give in to peer pressure and think you can be the next Shaun White or Tony Hawk just overnight, because you can't. And you're liable to end up hurting yourself. In conclusion, remember to live your life responsibly and let people that know what they're doing do what they're gonna do. Whether it's be in the pharmaceutical industry, making drinks, or doing stunts. Let people that know what they're doing do it, and don't give in to peer pressure. If you like today's video, join me next week for Double D in the Sunday Morning, episode 45. How to do life right instead of doing life wrong. How to make the right decisions.